7 o'clock?
Ah, okay.
Welcome.
7 minutes to 7 o'clock.
Okay. Not so late for the moment.
Yeah.
Okay, come in.
Arjun sir, namaskar. Hey.
Namaskar.
Okay, maybe we begin with the agenda.
Yeah.
There is a moderation between me and Patricia. Welcome in, and we have a report from our friends from Nepal, and also for the Secretariat, we'll integrate Netra with the International Secretariat to facilitate the discussion when we are in the meeting of the Secretariat with needs and everything. After that, we had international mobilization toward WSF in Nepal, movement, organization, and Lutas. And after we will have a debate, because we discussed it a little bit in the Secretariat to discuss it with the IC, a proposition to have a debate on Nepal on 5 or 6 or 3. We take the decision today on a big discussion. We call it dialogue seminar, grid seminars or grid panels or grid conferences we discuss about organizing 5 or 4 about fascism, racism, peace and democracy, immigration, labor, economy and justice, climate change, health, ecology, women, feminism and gender, and communication, education, art and culture. This is just discussion. We will discuss it when we come to this point. And after that, we had an agenda about our meetings for the IC and the discussion and the meeting with our friends in Nepal. I have all the IC meetings normally to be in with Nepalese. It's a way to continue the work. This is the agenda. We'll let Patricia begin. And maybe, or we give the floor to Netra. Excuse me, Patricia.
Excuse me, Hamuda. On the
agenda. And also, I forget. And also, we have a flash, like what you said, notice from Leo about the flights. About there is a discussion with Turkish Airlines. And we'll let Leo take a word after Netra. And I think Tiburcio want to add something. Tiburcio?
Can I suggest the point for the airline could be integrated in the point of international mobilization as well, because it's an issue.
No, we can put it in like a notice after Nepal discussion. We can give it already to Leo and after go to the mobilization.
And Tiburcio?
Go ahead, Tiburcio.
Thank you, Hamuda.
Minute, Netra. There is Tiburcio that had to add something. Tiburcio?
No preciso hablar agora.
Ok, perfecto.
Mas tenho uma proposta para o CI.
Ok, tengo la mano solamente porque tengo mano. Ok, Netra?
Yes, please. Shall I move, Hamuda, then? Okay, thank you. Thank you very much, friends. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this meeting, this presentation. I will make a bit updates what we already add on what we already presented in the latest meeting. So would like to quickly move through I have a slide, okay? So that makes easy to understand for all of us. So I will quickly share this. Let me, okay. Okay. Just quickly, this is what I will not go why World Social Forum, etc. Everything is there. We already presented, and also why World Social Forum in Nepal. It is also, and then I will not also go more about the programs we are. And this table you can't read, but it is fine. It is the Nepal's clustering of organization in different thematic areas, assemblies. They will be focal or coordinate with the other organizations. No, this is the facilitation groups. We'll share you in detail later. So these are some thematic areas and organizations. It is not final one. They are interested in no. So this is the thematic areas that are emerging in different.
Netra, तिम्रो slide move भएको छैन, slide change गरेको छैनौ.
Slide change
खाली first
only first slide. Okay, what happened? Then don't know. I am changing. I am reading the slide.
No, it's not changed. Not changed.
Not changing. No, it is
first
not
page मै छ
changing.
तिमी.
Maybe
तिमी first page मै छ.
Yes,
Slide change गर न, push गर न.
Okay, I understand the problem, but I'm in my computer. It is changing. So shall I stop the slide? So if the slide is not working,
Netra, तिमी वो slide change मा mode मा गएर त्यहाँबाट क्लिक गर, तिम्रो त्यो mode मै गएको छैन.
एकपल्ट share out गर्नु अनि फेरि गरौँ न अनि आउँछ.
Wait. I will do the stop.
Netra, perdón.
Again,
ok, vamos a hacer algunos ajustes técnicos. Para el equipo de intérpretes, sorry, Netra, one moment.
Okay.
Andrea y Sara las puse en portugués-inglés para que Mariela y Bianca hagan de español-portugués. Y ahorita está Sara haciendo la interpretación. Gracias. Adelante, Netra.
Rose, mas tem duas interpretações ao mesmo tempo que a gente está ouvindo, espanhol e português, tá?
Sí,
uma confusão.
Sí, por eso digo que Sara está haciendo ahora la interpretación. Solo Sara. Gracias.
So can you see now or is still problem?
Okay, yes, okay.
That's okay, yeah? Okay, good. So great. So I have already, because I was escaping some this because I wanted to go. Yes, this small table. This is about the Nepali organizations, Nepali civil society movement. They express their interest to coordinate, to link, okay, to be the focal point for different thematic areas. For example, we have the Global Child Rights Assembly and Global Feminist Forum, Melting Himalayas and Climate Justice and Melting Himalayas, Peace and Non-Violence Movement, and Migration and Labor Rights, no? So these are some minority rights. These are some thematic areas, and then also clustering of the organization. It is our one exercise. Just we wanted to show you that how we are organizing different thematic areas by different clustering of the organizations. Okay, so this slide is about the emerging thematic areas. I have wrote a long email, explanatory email this morning, responding to Todd long what is called his more what is called perspectives and then political perspective on the World Social Forum. So these are the imaging and these are the emerging themes, and then yet to be not that finalized but emerging. So taking shape. Okay. So this is the economic inequality and injustice, also women, children, and youth, and okay, rise of natural resources, people's economy, universal protections. As I already said, that the feminist forum, and also a dignity forum. There will be the intercontinental youth forum. So these are the thematic areas, and then some assemblies that we are proposing. And this is the latest update about the registrations. What happened? It is the not country, it is the continent. We will make a correction later. It is the continent. So how many organizations have registered? Okay. And how many individual is continent? In Africa, there are the 22 number of countries in Africa. They have registered. Okay. So there are around altogether 60 countries. So number of countries in Asia 16, and then Europe number of countries 11. They already have in one or other way at least one registration. Okay, at least 1, 2, maybe 10, 15, or in Nepal up to 97 as well. So in North America, number of countries 3. In South America, number of countries 4. In Oceania, number of countries 3. So organizations, there are from Africa, there are the 40 organizations. Asia, from 209 organizations. Europe, 13 organizations. Perhaps the Europe is not that much organization yet to be registered. So America, North America, 12. South America, organization 7. So Oceania, not at the activity. It means it is the activities. So now this is somehow the logistic arrangement. Okay, we had a meeting today with the Hotel Association of Nepal, and they have more or less agreed. They have to make a decision, but they will give a discount on their networks members hotel. If we register in the name of World Social Forum. But they are discussing, not yet, they have not issued any letter to us, but still they are in discussion. So there are what is called star rated and non-star rated hotel. So there are also, and then public accommodation. We call in Nepal Dharmasala. Okay, it is the public accommodation, it is the group accommodations. So we are doing that. In terms of the other logistic parts, we are also trying to make the space, the open space, and then also the plenary assemblies. We are requesting government to renovate. It is the government space, all the government space, that public space, but owned by government. We have been asking them. So these are our focal point in Secretariat, so that we can communicate, we can contact them, they respond immediately. So it is a small Secretariat group. That is the expanded one, but these are the core who are responsible for the logistic and communication. So we are progressing in registration. So in terms of registration, the India is organizing India Social Forum from 2 to 4 December. So World Social Forum, we will be going there. It is nearby. So we will be having a registration days, 5-6 registration days for the WSF 2024. So we hope that many social movements and organizations, we get registration from 2 to 4 December in Patna, in India. So we are also in the process of finalization of the panelists and then speakers, including the opening. So as we discussed before, we are trying to, some people from Europe, some from Latin America, some from Africa, Asia, and also we are trying to get a very progressive, our World Social Forum colleagues from China as well, the progressive who supports our process, okay? So we are trying to, there are a couple of names and a couple of friends who are a part of the World Social Forum since long and supports all the democratization process in China. So as I already said that we have already in the process of hotel and travel booking, and then we have developing the media strategies. So these are the mobilization, mobilization process. I don't spend much time on this. These already, and this is okay. This is the one that in Nepal we already have informed our government, our ministries, concerned ministries, Home Minister, yesterday, and handed over the, you see the logo, the in between this in the left from my side, the left one, the middle one, okay, is the Home Minister who is carrying our logo, and we handed over all our brochure and our logo to him and requested him to support, okay, the World Social Forum as a state who is hosting, okay, in a state, okay, as a government, in the government, okay. So we have requested, and he's happy to, he asked a number of questions. Nevertheless, he is happy to support as long as Nepal's laws and then Nepal's regulations, we abide that, okay. So we already government process, and then government mechanism knows that we have, Nepal will be holding World Social Forum. So these are the some updates. So we want to have your suggestions, and then the last point that the Leos, about the airlines. Maybe Dr. Arjun Karki, he can also respond on this. We have sent a request letter. We talked to Turkey, to Qatar, to few, but they have not come yet with the decision. They have not come yet with the decision. We have a couple of the interactions. They said that we'll give you a decision, but not yet. It has been about 15 days. More than 15 days, about the 3 weeks we have submitted, and in between we have made 2 follow-up. So in this regard, our colleague, the International Council member, Arjun, will have some reflection on this. So with this, thank you very much. I would like to stop here, and then if you need a clarification, some clarity and some questions, welcome. Thank you very much, Amoda. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. May I just explain, submit footnote on what Netra was talking about the airlines discount now?
Sure, you can. Go on.
Okay. Thank you very much. Yes, Netra has rightly said that, okay, we have approached, basically there are 2 important airlines, okay, that can bring people from different continent to Nepal, that is Turkish and Qatar. Basically, we have, I have in fact, okay, on behalf of the team, requested them. I know some of them personally. They have sent their recommendation to their headquarters, and as Netra said that we are still waiting for the decision. They just wanted to know that volume of the traffic, okay, number of the expected participants, and we are not able to give them clear answer about it. But maybe sometime next week I'll do the follow-up consultation on this with these respective airlines. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. Thank you first for the whole presentation, where we see that the progress is very important in terms of registrations, mobilization. And here, maybe we can go on just on this point of logistics, because Leo has something to tell us as well on this point, specific point for travel.
Yes, first of all, thank you for the presentation. And I wanted to know where can we see all that what you demonstrated here? Is it on the website, or where is it going to be? So
you can see. We will right now upload in our website. In our website, there is this presentation and the logistics. Everything is there, and then we can upload. And also, we will send you the IC mailing list. Please check the email as well in the mailing list. Okay.
Okay. So you.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Mailing list and website.
Okay. With regard to the airplanes, I was trying to get in touch with you, Netra, because to coordinate these things better. But for some reason I couldn't get in touch with you. So we went, a friend of mine who has a lot of experience with airlines and me went to the director of the Turkish Airlines in Vienna, and it was a good conversation. In order to avoid any suspicion, it is not a deal of making propaganda with Turkish Airlines. It is strictly on the question of what is going. Perhaps you're interested in knowing that these directors said that they could do a 30% reduction on all flights coming from Latin America, Africa, Europe. For some reason, he said it's better in Asia to go with other airlines, because the system would be that from all over the world, people are coming to Istanbul, and there with Turkish Airlines, of course, and this 30% also applies to from wherever they come for the whole trip, and then to meet in Istanbul and make a stop and go to Kathmandu. They have every 2 days they have flights. So I requested especially the 11th and the 13th, because already now, if there are coming as many people as we hope, then it wouldn't fit in one airplane. So it's 2 airplanes, 11th and 13th of February, and with a return on the 20th and the 22nd. And that is very, very important. He looked up already, I don't know why, but the airplanes are pretty full. So we need as soon as possible a complete list of the people who are coming, also indicating, of course, the city of origin. Turkish Airlines has in nearly all capital cities, they have flights to go to Istanbul, and that's what we need now to organize. That's to say, unlike what Netra said, he's waiting for a response. We have already a positive response. Perhaps I will negotiate. Of course, I would like to have 50% instead of 30%. Perhaps we meet in 40%, whatever. The next step is that we produce this list, and I think just on the registration table it's not enough. Perhaps that goes also with the next point, which is mobilization, that we need to tell all people, first those who have registered, but also in our mobilization, that if they come, that they should put their name, nationality, and then where they want to fly from, whether the 11th or the 13th or another date. That is not, if somebody, because Paco asked me, wants to come before, then 1 month before, that is also included in the whole arrangement. But we need now urgently. They already mailed me yesterday again, and I told them that we are going to have a meeting, and then we will bring along the list as soon as possible. That was it.
Okay, thank you, Leo. Tord?
Yeah, thank you for the presentation and the work with the flights. I have two questions. Firstly, I wonder about this concept, focal points for thematic areas. This is completely new. We have before talking about thematic axes, 13 of them, if I remember correctly. What was now presented was something very different. And some of it is not at all a focal point. Some of it seems to be very specific program for one organization and not a focal point for a thematic area even. So I wonder, is there at all any work towards what we have had before, a system of thematic axes, the facilitating groups of this, and a coordination among the thematic axis in terms of reporting to each other, the development, etc., etc. My second question is the process of finalization, the panels. I thought it was very precise that it was this thematic axis that was supposed to prepare the panels. Now it's some very totally obscure process. We don't know where or when. This is very problematic for the contact with international movements who are used to some kind of structure. This was a selling point for getting organizations on board and was really possible to get. I took all the big ones was in the process towards World Social Forum 2021 due to this structure. As far as I understand, now we have to understand the realism of this, but I would be like to know, is there any system thought about concerning thematic axis, and what is the system for appointing the panels for the thematic axis? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Tord. I wonder maybe we can hear Ole and then Netra, the Nepalese will answer. Huh? Okay, Ole.
That's fine. That's fine. We will note the questions. That's fine. Thank you, Patricia.
Okay. So maybe concerning this issue on the program, because it will be as well a point of our agenda. Netra, who wants to?
Ole, you want to speak?
Okay. Yes, but we don't. Ole, we don't hear you. Ole.
Andrea, ¿puedes revisar tus mensajes? Perdón para la intérprete, porque también están Sara y José Luis. Gracias.
Okay, so we will talk after. So we have Leo, Aziz, Pierre. Leo?
Yes. I want briefly to react on what Tord just said, with which in content I very much agree. As a member of the Secretariat also, with regard to the second point you mentioned, of how to organize the axis and also the panels and so on, we just wanted to bring up this as a point in this discussion right now here in this meeting, how we could organize this and to
Leo, Tord is speaking about what the presentation of NETRA, not what they are in the agenda. We're coming to the agenda, but the question is for NETRA.
To say what in our meeting of the Secretariat we talked about, that it is just now that we are going to talk about how to do it, and of course it would be very good to have big organizations on both of organizing this, and we also have talked, as Hamuda said in the introduction, about these 4 or 5 panels in different, you call it axis, let's call it axis, and perhaps it would be good to adapt to these axis the very many points of the program which Netra just outlined, because the intention of this social forum is to produce convergence and not more and more splitting up. Thank you.
Ole, I think you can talk. No, is it okay?
Yeah, can you hear me now?
Yeah, it's okay.
Good. Okay, but if there are more people who want to talk about this, the methodology and the access, we can let that discussion go, and then I can give my input after, because I want more to talk about this logistics that Leo talked about. So maybe we just let if the others have their hands raised, want to continue with the discussion we are having now, then I can go after.
Okay. I don't know. Aziz and Pierre? Maybe it was Pierre.
Hello, everyone.
Okay,
it's Aziz. I will speak in English.
Yeah.
Just I have a suggestion from 2 NGOs. One, it's a suggestion from the People's Health Movement and the World Social Forum for Health and Social Protection. Our suggestion for the World Social Forum in Nepal, it's to make the first day as a day of solidarity with Palestinian people. All the activities in the first day, we propose that it will be about the Palestinian as a solidarity activity with the Palestinian people, which all regarding the situation now in the region. It's a suggestion which we need to know what we can do in order to execute this suggestion, if everybody are okay about it. Thank you.
Thank you. Pierre?
Yes. Do you hear me? Do you hear
Oui,
me?
oui,
Yes.
mais le son, il est très bas, Pierre.
Let me. Is it better now? Do you hear me better?
Oui,
Yes.
oui.
Okay. Okay. No, it's just to give some information and follow up on things that were announced in September. And this is answering also toward the question. In September, Netra explained that there's been a decision to use the thematic spaces common between WSF and Asia Social Forum, and align the thematic spaces to the 13 themes of Nepal, of WSF 2024. So this has been done, and there is a form that you can see in the chat through which you can come and register in the thematic spaces, which are WhatsApp groups indeed. So at the moment, there is a mix between people that were registered in Asia Pacific Social Forum and people that are coming from registration in World Social Forum. And in those 13 groups, 13 thematic spaces, they are meant for interaction around invitations to activities, to self-organized activities that organizations are announcing or proposing. Can be also meetings before the forum, before the event, meeting in December, in January. So like webinars online for preparing towards the forum. So these are spaces where people can announce either webinars in the coming weeks or announce activities that they already registered in the social forum website. And the idea about the thematic panels, as it's written in the schedule, is that there will be emerging groups that will say inside those thematic spaces, and that's, I think, what is Nepal is preparing, is having groups of nuclear starting groups of people that say we will be organizing, we propose to organize a thematic panel. The thematic panel, there is one panel per each theme. So it's not a lot of activities. It's only 1-2 hours panel. And some groups are already started, for instance, in the peace and TCS1, the peace and war and occupation, and as is starting now to roll the ball about preparing the thematic panel. So the others 12 spaces, probably the organizations from Nepal may start rolling the ball with this idea that it's an open process. So those organizations that want to participate in the crafting of the thematic panel can join, and they will discuss aside from the thematic space group and come back regularly to this thematic space group to say, okay, this is what we are proposing. Do you have any comments or things like that? So that's for the thematic panels, as it is said in the schedule page of the World Social Forum website. Now, the thematic spaces are meant for other things, which is the interactions around the announcement of activities. And I have shared in the IC chat the 17 current announcement of activities, and hoping that there will be many more before in the coming weeks, with also the necessity for clarifying that there are already several calls that have been with flyers that have been circulated in thematic spaces, for instance, Democratic and Civic Space Assembly. The point is that, of course, these there is also feminist, several activities about feminism. Some of them are saying that there will be, or there is one that is proposing on Assembly on Social Protection. These are, there is 5 announcement of assemblies with over 500 people size. So of course, these assemblies, they need co-organizers. It's not only one organization, and that's why they circulate calls to, so people coming in the thematic spaces, so you can come in the thematic spaces through the form, and also registering in the website, and then you will be proposed to come into some thematic spaces. So this is just to make a very concrete answer, to complement and this, that there is this structure that is implemented, it's existing. So you're welcome to join.
Okay, thank you, Pierre, and thank you for all the information you gave us on the as well on all the activities and the countries registered. But I saw that Om put something in the chat, so maybe Om and Netra, you want to answer to Tord, and then Paco, I will give you the floor.
Let me briefly say something about the concerns of Brother Tord, that it is very much crucial regarding his concerns about the thematic spaces. Most few of the things has already been shared by Brother Pierre, but I have also mentioned in the comment box that we have already we are in the process of formulating thematic groups, and in the thematic groups there is one organization from Nepal side just to facilitate, and we are now as the registration is in very much in speed up, so that I request Brother Tord and other friends, if you have any problem in correlating the your assembly, your panels with thematic spaces, please kindly guide us, kindly write in the point that what you expect from NOC, because we are here to just facilitate you all, so that we just to make your effort make easy, so that please guide us. One thing. Other thing is, when it is now in the process of registration, there are 13 plus themes already mentioned in the brochure and in the website, and many organizations are registering their assemblies, and every assembly is not possible to organize assembly alone. There will be numbers of organizations as co-organizers, maybe 100, maybe 50 organizations will be co-organizers, and please guide us, and that from that assemblies we can make our groups in thematic spaces. Please guide us, because we have time. We have still 2 months time to facilitate you in creating thematic spaces. Thank you.
Okay, I see that Paco wanted to take the floor as well, and then we'll maybe Netra to answer.
Okay. Hi to everybody, and thanks to the Nepali comrades for the job. I just want also to I wish to say something about this and methodology. So first, I think that this might be good if some of us can participate to the meeting with OM and with the Nepalese organization, with the NOC. Second, I wish to know and to also ask the help, because, for example, I'm working with the Nepalese organization and some other to organize this panel for climate change and melting ice community in the mountain, and this is one thing, and that has many levels, and we see what is going on if something else can be joined. And I thought that this assembly we will do the 17, maybe there are other meetings before the 16, and the 18, that is the last day before the last day of the forum, to have a convergence place with some other of climate change, or to mix. Of course, I wish to go to the WSF assembly struggle and resistance, of course, but maybe it's not possible. But that's why I need to understand how we interact and how we, gather some different situation, as Om say, that is becoming a co-organizer, because maybe we have climate change at one point that we are melting Himalaya Alps and whatever, and then the people that live there, then maybe we have some other issue and point of argument of climate change. So that is something that we have to redevelop and rethink. So I ask to everybody the help to understand what we have to do. because we have booked, the Nepali organization has booked for the 18 to do that. But I say to them, wait 1 sec, because we have to see if maybe it's better to do the 17, and then the 18, we have to see what is going on. Second, we have to think about that what we spoke the other day, and then I finish the other day in the meeting of communication, on the communication, where I asked to the Nepalese friends to come, please, because we have to start to work together and exchange technical, logistic, and everything. And if we wish to do some assembly of meeting, that could be also some of the final, we have to think about that the timetable. So Nepal has to make an effort to starting maybe at 18 o'clock in the night. So in this way, it can be involve European and also South American. So that's to have an event that gather all the people, because that's I say starting from Nepal, because if we start from Philippines or from some other place from Asia became difficult. So we have to think also about that technically, how we think to do, because in this way we can have the people also in a hybrid situation that can maybe join. Maybe we don't have to make many, of course, because it's very difficult, but at least 1 or 2 we have to do it. So that's my preoccupation for what is going on. So thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Paco. And the point you mentioned on having convergence places with the technical aspect, I think will be talked in the point as well. We wanted to have on the debate to see what kind of convergence assemblies and when, which day and at what time, in order to have as much people as we want, will be debated a little bit further on.
Madam, can I add 1 minute to the point of brother, comrade, in his concerns, that I fully agree that the 19th February, during that period, a few hours, there will be convergence. That will be very much important.
Not few hours, whole morning till 1 p.m.
Yeah, and during that on the 18th evening, a team comprised of our comrades from all over the world. A small team need to work in the evening that to make our convergence, because we don't know anything now about the convergence, because the climate, for example, the assembly of the climate and the labor issue or equality issue or the climate just, there will be new topic in the convergence will be created in the convergence, so that a small team need to work on the evening of the 18th so that the convergence our meeting on convergence will be very much fruitful, very much vibrant, and up to 18th evening there will be vertical, every themes, every assemblies, every panels will go vertically. But in the 19th convergence, the themes will be mixed and new theme will be incorporated, and that will be vertical and horizontal both. So that I think we need to work on that day in the evening for some hours. Thank you.
Okay. There is still the hand of Ole and Leo. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, I can go now. Yeah, for 2 points. First of all, I of course understand the need to get the finances and to have the possibility to go there, and appreciate the work from Leo for getting this discounts with Turkish Airlines. At the same time, I'm a bit concerned about this because Turkish Airlines is the Turkish state has a large ownership in Turkish Airlines. So it's not only a private company; it's also a company that has where the Turkish state is an important owner, and we of course know about the Turkish the cross-border bombings and how their military aggression towards the Kurdish people, and we also know that our friends from Kurdistan that they cannot. Or that our Kurdish friends and activists, they can't travel with Turkish Airlines through Istanbul because they very often experience repression from government, and their names has been shared with government, so they get arrested and interrupted on the planes. So I think for this, that of course, if I have no objection if people want to get or are able to get some discounts with Turkish Airlines, but I think it's important that in this communication that it is not a formal request from nor the IC, from neither the IC nor the World Social Forum, but that it is from private initiatives, because I think we need to keep a distance to Turkish Airlines and which is partly owned by Turkish government. And the other point was that, and I'm not sure if this is the right point in the methodology discussion, but I think we at some time we need to talk about having the debate on the future on the World Social Forum that we very often have during the World Social Forum, but to give this discussion sort of privileged space like the convergence space, and that we elevate the discussion on the future of the World Social Forum. And I've been talking about this with Thomas, some of you may know from Finnish Social Forum, and we would like to initiate this to take we can take the initiative for such a meeting. Thanks.
Okay, Leo, maybe just to finish on the issue of the flights, you want to add something?
Yes, just about Ole said that there is no deal for making propaganda for Turkish Airlines or something like that. It is just as also the comrade from Kathmandu said that there are two companies who fulfill the requisites, which is on the one hand Turkish, on the other hand Qatar Airlines. I don't know whether politically Qatar is better, but it is a real commercial thing. But we should come to a decision. That's my main point. Because it's urgent now to establish these lists to go on with whatever. Also, if Qatar is the preference, then we have to do the list with Qatar. I put in the chat just now provisional a second of my email addresses called latautonomy at hotmail.com with the header air transport to the World Social Forum or something like that, so that everybody could, in his country and with his connections, tell also to the other people what is happening. I can also put, I'm not so good as Pierre in this, to put an Excel or whatever it is together, but that is secondary. Now we have to decide from this moment, I would say within a week or so, maximum 10 days, we should get the list provisional together and tell people if they are not sure whether they will travel or not, that they should register in this airline thing anyway. You can always later on say, I could not because I was sick or whatever. So that is with regard to the airlines. I found it important also to make a decision on what Assis said about Palestine, if a whole day or whatever. I have a project which I'm going to present to the assembly about Palestine, but that implies this project that you speak on behalf of a whole organization, which is not the matter of IC. That's why we had this discussion in Tunis, and so there is also activities for the assembly. And talking about the assembly, I think we should provide, also stick to that there would be the last day one, or I don't know, perhaps 2 times, one big assembly, not 15 assemblies at the same time, one big assembly, because that was decided in Tunis, that there is one assembly of struggles and resistances of the World Social Forum. And I got in the meantime already some communication with other assemblies who wanted to join in this process for Kathmandu. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. We have to, it's already 5:03, and I will give the floor to Rosie, maybe before again Ole and Leo. Rosie, you want to say something about this first point, and then maybe we'll go on with the second point. And
sí, gracias Patricia. Bueno, gracias a los compañeros de Nepal por este avance, estas presentaciones. Creo que también hay muchos grupos, como lo señalaba Pierre, y habría que ver en cuáles vamos a entrar, ¿no? Y creo que desde el Consejo Internacional, como lo hicimos en el Foro Social Mundial, particularmente el virtual de 2021, que participamos en la organización de las grandes mesas temáticas, creo que podemos involucrarnos, ¿no? Según nuestros énfasis. Por ejemplo, desde SEAL nos apuntaríamos al eje de educación y al de feminismos, o sea, pensando en estas vías. Quizás a otros con los compañeros que están aquí de SEAL. Sobre lo de los vuelos, me parece que hay que aprovechar esa oportunidad para participar, para aprovechar ese descuento. Me parece también que es importante organizar también estos diálogos previos, estos diálogos continentales que puedan ser previos, o un gran llamado continental o global, perdón, más que continental, global, que pueda ser antes de que termine el año. Ojalá antes de que todo el mundo se vaya a las vacaciones. Las compañeras que están haciendo la interpretación de portugués-inglés pueden tomar el relay de español, de portugués para pasar a inglés. Creo que no hay interpretación. Gracias, Cheima, por señalar esto. Me dicen si ya está funcionando. Entonces, bueno, decía que sí aprovechemos este descuento, que definamos en cuál eje temático o en cuál mesa nos vamos a involucrar como CI, también para ser parte de esta organización. Y bueno, son tantos chats en los que estamos que yo me pierdo, tantos. Entonces había que ver cuáles son, porque tengo muchos chats. Entonces, y la otra cosa que iba a decir era sí, de la organización. Lo estoy repitiendo porque creo que no había interpretación, espero que ahora sí ya haya. De organizar este gran diálogo global antes de que termine el año. Y bueno, pues también pensar desde SEAL nos apuntaríamos a la mesa particularmente de educación, arte, cultura, comunicación, que son como este gran bloque. Y la otra es feminismos, que también trabajamos bastante desde SEAL. Iba a decir otra cosa más, pero bueno, eso por ahora. Gracias. Sí, la última cosa. No sé si lo mencionaron porque a veces me distraigo, pero nos gustaría como Consejo Internacional, no sé si ya se pasó a ese punto, que NETRA sea parte del secretariado para estar también en esta comunicación más cercana. Gracias, Patricia.
Sí, gracias, Rosy, thank you, Rosy, for this point of NETRA to be part of the secretariat, because it's important to have our Nepalese colleagues on those meetings. So I think that the International Council agrees when we can decide that it is something agreed if everybody agrees that NETRA enters. And maybe now, I don't know, we have Ole and Carlos, but I think it is important to get to the point, international mobilization. What is going on and who wants to take the floor on this? And Hamuda, maybe you are somewhere here and you can take the animation. Ole, I think you asked.
Yeah, I'll just be very brief, but I don't really understand why Leo needs a decision from this group, and I don't think I would agree with such a decision, because Leo has negotiated a discount that is offering both to those who are present here and to others, and now we are informed about it. And those who are interested in taking advantage of this discount can reach out to Leo, and he has shared his contacts. So I don't really see why we should need to make any more decision on this, besides that Leo has informed and invited to this. And it's, yeah. Thank
you. Okay. Because we spoke with Leo, Ole, about there is no publicity for the Turkish Airlines on the website or something like that. Just a discount for the people who is coming for the forum. There is no publicity for any airlines in the website or something like that, on the brochures or something, because this is the forum, and this is the process of the forum, and the legitimacy of the forums to be aware about the companies or the government to give the money to others. And this is why we decide that we keep it for like Leo said, having names to put it in the Turkish Airlines to have this discount, or other companies. Carlos, now speaking a little bit on the mobilization, international mobilization, how the...
Exato. Muito obrigado.
Ok, Carlos, go.
Muito obrigado. Eu queria... Estão me ouvindo? Eu queria falar justamente sobre a questão de mobilização internacional. Queria agradecer às companheiras e companheiros do Nepal pelo trabalho, pelo informe. O informe dos companheiros deixa claro que este fórum ainda está muito pouco representativo, muito pouco mobilizador em termos internacionais. Eu, pelo menos, fiz essa leitura do informe. O que eu queria propor concretamente é que o CI, o Conselho Internacional, aprovasse um chamamento global para o Fórum do Nepal, que nós fizéssemos um evento de chamamento global até, no máximo, o dia 18 de dezembro, um evento com um número de participantes pequeno, mas muito representativo. 4, 5 lideranças de todos os 5 continentes. E que respondesse à seguinte pergunta: como o Fórum do Nepal pode contribuir, de fato, para mudar o mundo em fevereiro de 2024? Que contribuição real, efetiva, nós podemos dar com essa mobilização, considerando as contradições que o mundo vive hoje? Uma coisa concreta, definida, vamos principalmente contribuir assim e convidar para este evento de chamamento global, convidar organizações que não estão aqui conosco e que têm importância. Eu, por exemplo, buscaria convidar as organizações da Assembleia Mundial dos Povos, que acabou de fazer uma conferência importante em Joanesburgo. Convidaria para se somar a nós nesse chamamento global por Fórum, a construir junto esse foco de como o Fórum pode, de fato, dar uma contribuição para a situação do mundo hoje. Por exemplo, em termos de América Latina, quais seriam os 5 nomes que nós poderíamos chamar que sejam representativos, icônicos? Eu, por exemplo, pensaria num Mujica, que é um cidadão hoje da sociedade civil, é ex-presidente do Uruguai, é um cidadão do mundo. Eu tentaria um diálogo com Mujica. Quem viria da África? Quem convidaríamos? Formar um grupo de 15, 20 pessoas, lideranças importantes dos 5 continentes, e tentar organizar um evento de chamamento global, um trabalho de mídia em relação a isso. Fora de nós mesmos, quem está sabendo do fórum? Quem está preocupado em participar do fórum? Nós temos que encarar essa situação. Há muito pouco tempo, mas ainda há tempo. Nós temos que continuar dedicando esforços, como estamos fazendo aqui, para organizar o fórum. Temos que continuar, mas temos que pensar nesta mobilização extra, neste esforço extra para convocar ainda para o fórum. Temos que compreender que nós não estamos agregando tudo que nós poderíamos agregar. Há outras forças políticas que também estão se propondo a intervir em nível internacional. Nós temos que chamá-las, nós temos que fazer essa tentativa. Então, resumindo, eu proponho que o Conselho Internacional crie uma comissão de urgência para organizar, fazer convites e tentar fazer este evento de chamamento global com boa articulação de mídia, de comunicação, para que uma parte do mundo tome conhecimento do fórum e diga: vai ser importante porque vai tentar dar uma contribuição neste sentido. Pode ser paz e justiça. Mas como contribuir para a paz e a justiça hoje no mundo? O que é que nós podemos sair do fórum em fevereiro com uma contribuição, com uma campanha, com algo que realmente tenha significado para o mundo em termos de mudança? Acredito que temos que enfrentar esse desafio. Ou então, vamos fazer mais um fórum que não trará nenhuma contribuição mais significativa para a situação do mundo hoje. Muito obrigado.
Thank you so much, Carlos. I think what Carlos said, it's great that we can mobilize on that. If they have any discussion on this point, it's going to be great to finish it and to take this decision to have a small committee organize this big event before in December, like he said, maybe 18th of December, something like that. And to mobilize with this to Nepal. I think it's good to can have any discussion on this. It's going to be great. I will give 5-10 minutes discussing this point. Leo?
Yes, first of all, I want to say that I completely 100% agree with what Tiburcio just said. And I would propose that some of us who have been involved in the peace issue, like Tord and others who might integrate that on the acts of peace, and perhaps others in the other axis, implying also the great panels Hamuda talked about. And I also agree to have some personalities invited. That does not mean that we completely agree with everything everybody is doing, but that was a very good thing also in other World Social Forum that I remember a time of Latin American presidents in the past decade. So, but not only politicians, of course, but really renowned experts in the fields, which then have to be discussed with the different big organizations, the bigger the best, who are working in the field of one of these 4 or 5 axes. Thank you.
Thank you, Leo. But please say, we discuss on the proposition that Tiburcio gave us to continue the discussion on this. And after that, we'll go to the political issues that we are in the agenda. It's the mobilization and Tord.
Yes, I also think that the way Tiburcio thinks here is precisely what is needed. What we see is a very, very slow mobilization from Oceania. Not one single organization have registered so far, according to the statistics we saw. And in terms of number of people, etc., it's very low. And at the same time, we have a sort of crisis in the movements, because everybody starts to think, God heaven, it's total crisis, and get occupied by their own area of interest. And that's why Tiburcio here is really cutting through, because this is precisely what we need. We need a sort of shock therapy towards the World Social Forum. And precisely what Tiburcio said, people who are sort of give legitimacy to the World Social Forum process, where we have a declaration who includes both all the social issues between people, including war, but also the relationship between humans and nature, which is everything, with other words. And what better way to do it than the way Tiburcio suggests? The problem, though, is that then we have to be pragmatic and really get the big names on board. Not only, of course, some of them have to be also mostly based in the movements. So this project should be integrated to a call to the international movements to be part, and that could be done before that. In terms of getting them interested, and I see a problem here. Maybe I'm the only one here who is actually sitting elected in the leadership of an international movement present on all continents. And that makes it sort of the lack of this is a problem, because trying to inform these movements, they all say, well, maybe if our team becomes central, or they want to be informed orally, and they are not interested in perfect digital schemes and register, etc. They need to build trust. So we need to meet and discuss with them as part of the preparation for such a thing on the 18th of September. The same thing with the regional processes. There are, we can build on existing, like in the Maghreb, etc. There's a huge European process going on for April, where the World Social Forum is more marginal. There is in the Central and Eastern Europe, etc. All these geographic mobilizations need to get together, whatever it is, if it's small or big. But we have to start to process this in a joint manner, and not only as one big hallelujah thing. It should be a joint mobilization process where we select the speakers, etc., at the big event, also in relation to geography and in terms of the new movements we want to bring on board. Thank you.
Yeah, very good. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Tord. Fabien? Le son.
Gracias. Me parece por nosotros en Francia que dos puntos que me parecen muy importantes. Primero punto es de movilizar y por nosotros sobre la francofonía. Y hacemos redacto un llamamiento que convocara una reunión de movilización de asociación francófona el martes 12 de diciembre a las media del día. Parecemos que está un momento muy importante para hacer una convergencia entre las asociaciones de la francofonía, porque nos parecemos que de África, de Europa y también de América necesitamos de hacer una reflexión por qué y cuáles condiciones para ir a Katmandú. El segundo punto, parece que es muy importante los que proponemos en el Secretaría del CI sobre los 3, 4 o 5 puntos que paneles que es panel importante para discutir el nivel mundial. Hay una situación muy grave en el mundo. Argentina con Maele, la situación del Perú, otra en Holanda sobre la elección de la extrema derecha, y otra parte es la situación de Palestina. Me parece que está a punto muy grave y que necesita una reflexión mundial. Es un punto muy importante, pero hay otros puntos que proponemos. Me parece que en este reunión del CI es el tiempo para decidir paneles sobre qué temas y quién hace. Me parece muy importante para continuar. Gracias.
Gracias, Fabien. Pierre-Georges.
Yes,
Le son.
Hola, ¿me escucha? I'm being heard?
Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yes, okay. Yes, so I'm just saying, I think whatever is being done is an invitation to participate in the forum and to build alliances in a self-organized way. So
Por favor,
whatever.
perdón, Pierre, perdón. En inglés al portugués, gracias. Gracias. Adelante, Pierre.
No, yeah, I'm just in answer to what Tiburcio is saying. I am just thinking that what is needed is an invitation to participate. The situation, the text can be discussed, but it should be clear that this is, as we agreed in Tunis, this is an open space and we invite people to come and build their alliances. And so the way, the message is come and build assemblies that you deem relevant with people you deem relevant and with outcome that you want to get. So it's the message should be very clear that it's not something else. So this is an invitation to participate, showing possible ways to get outcomes in a self-organized way. So like Leo was saying, I want to get involved in and there are two different things. There are the panels. The panels is just 13 2 hours panels, like it was done in 2021. So groups that want to be proactive in organizing those panels, they can come in the thematic spaces and find there will be a bottom-up emergence of a group, and then they will work. Then the assemblies is a different story. An assembly can make a statement, can prepare a sign, like, for instance, the Peace and Environment Assembly in 2021. They had 2 meetings. They made a statement. The statement was possible to sign after the forum, etc. So this should be very clear that what is proposed is to people to come, participate, self-organized, and produce the outcomes that they expect. I don't think that anything different should be said as an IC, because that's where our consensus is. So I'm very clear about what would be the message. Otherwise, it becomes ambiguous.
Thank you, Pierre. The message that what Carlos spoke about is the message, come to participate with us to Nepal. It's clear. Our friends from Nepal, they had already sent an invitation. And the meeting that we want to do on the 18th of December, it's like a promotion of World Social Forum in Nepal with the people that he can speak about the situation in the world and how this mobilization goes to Nepal. This is, if I understand well, what Carlos proposed, to have something like a press conference or something like that with some people, a big event that inviting the people with those leader, or maybe Aminata Traore from Africa, Boff from Brazil, people who are already in the movement and already have been with us in the social forum, to invite the people to come. And about small conferences that we can do it virtually, and can we suggest that? This is the thing that I think we must just work on that issue. It's not, it's to invite people to come, invite the movement to come. This is the first thing. The second, it's about our mobilization, international mobilization, how Tord is speaking. It's about this mobilization of the big movement. And like, I understand him that he said the people not need to be registered, but they need to say that there is a big challenge in Nepal, a big event in Nepal. We can converge the movement on the, for example, the climate issues, for example, or the peace issues. This is the discussion that we have, how to mobilize to go. We know that 80% of the participation will be from Asia, maybe from the other, from the Africa, Latin America, and Europe, will be maybe 10%, and the other 10% coming from Asia. And this is the forum, and we know that it's not new for us. This is why this mobilization is very interesting, how we build ourselves toward Nepal. This is discussed. Udab, you want to speak? Udab? Kamarad Udab.
He disappeared. He wanted to talk before.
Yeah, okay. Maybe he will talk later. And this for this, Tord, you want to speak?
Yes, please. We have actually a perfect situation for the World Social Forum, because we see an extreme development in many places where the movements start to understand they have to relate to the other movements. And that is specifically moving very fast among the young. Fridays for Future now, who has its international leadership in Sweden, has addressed the Palestine issue. And before, they didn't mention peace at all. And the climate movement was very seldom addressing. It did in Copenhagen 2009, but since then they have avoided that issue. So I guess we can see the similar kind of processes in many movements right now, that it is not enough to address the focus you mainly have. So Hamuda, that is why it's totally uninteresting to really catch the momentum with the new energy that is placed, saying, oh, you climate activists can come to Nepal to discuss climate issues. It's completely uninteresting. They have already now organizing their Earth Summit in Colombia and saying goodbye to COP with all these more radical ideas. Most movements have already their own areas, and as Tiburcio mentioned, International People's Assembly are really connecting, having done a lot of pro-Palestinian manifestations all over the world, including addressing all issues at their meeting in South Africa recently. So what is to be done in that situation is the need to build on the excellent work which we have. I mean, it is important that we have a structure in terms of digital, etc. But when I looked into it, trying to find out what was the substance, it's very little substance. And my experience is that people don't need to be informed, they need to be discussed with. And that's something completely different. You need to have a dialogue with key people, and you need to be able to give an answer and then bring it back. And that's where I see a problem with this separating. There's millions of WhatsApp groups and there's millions of possibilities for doing separate things. But we have to have spaces like we have right now where we can change and experience what is the focus. And I would say Tiburcio is a very important for getting high-level legitimacy, yes. And then we will also the possibility trying to get some main movements like the International People's Assembly, which is among I've been sending on the mobilization WhatsApp group some things about this. As we see right now, the peace movement is in the center, and they are very well connected to trade unions, climate, etc. But they are also very busy at the moment. So that is a sort of the other side of the story. But I think we are in a situation we could do. But what we are lacking is the online possibility. Many people are today used to online things. And what we need is to think in terms of regions who will not come to Kathmandu because they cannot afford it. Southern Caucasus, Central Asia. I don't think any from Central Eastern Europe can afford to go to Kathmandu. We have to bring in these regions into a process showing that they can be part of Nepal, even if they are not present. And here I see the need of getting together. It's lovely with the Francophone initiative here, which I think is perfect in this regard, how to do similar things for other languages or other regions. And also have connections between this Francophone initiative, the European Common Space for Alternatives, Central and Eastern Europe, etc. We need to have some kind of meeting for those mobilizing at the national or regional level, Norwegian Social Forum, etc. To bring them together to make a sort of presence of, yes, this is also a possibility for geographic. And then finally, I will propose for the World Assembly on Struggles and Resistance to start an online declaration process for convergence, for peace, for social and climate justice. I think this is fitting very well with the World Social Forum declaration, who addresses both the environmental and the social concerns. And as we see now, peace is an important issue. But we have to use different methods and try to find a good cooperation between what Nepal is doing, the organizing committee, what we do as IC, what we can do as self-organized, and the permanent World Assembly processes. So bring these together now, systematic, geographic, report to each other, and hopefully make a global meeting with the geographic mobilization. Try to approach the big movement, and then this, the 18th of December, the big event where we try to get some legitimacy by getting some known leaders of the movements who are elected leaders and some known names. Thank you.
Thank you, Tord. We still have 5 minutes to this point, and we go for the second point. The last point is about this future of the WSF. Rita?
Brother Hamuda, I have raised hand.
Sim, só um instantinho. Eu queria fazer só um comentário prático. Eu estou um pouco gripada, então espero conseguir falar sem rouquidão. Eu concordo com as propostas que foram feitas aqui a partir da proposta do Tiburcio. Eu queria fazer apenas um comentário, uma sugestão prática, de que hoje a gente saia daqui com a definição daqueles temas que poderiam ser os temas da realização de uma... espera só um instante, aqui estão me ligando muito. Que seriam os temas para mesas ao final da tarde do programa no Nepal, que poderiam acontecer num horário ali que em qualquer lugar do mundo você pudesse participar. Então, seriam atividades, seriam uma mesa híbrida, que nós poderíamos estar organizando junto com as organizações com antecedência e podendo chamar para essas mesas os movimentos que se relacionam com esses temas, para que venham ajudar. Então, essa questão de que precisamos também ter a participação e a mobilização online, nós precisamos de uma agenda mínima para isso, que possamos tratar de forma objetiva. De resto, eu concordo com a proposta que foi feita que as pessoas repercutiram a partir de Tiburcio. Só acho que essas mesas, no final da tarde, elas não são assembleias. As assembleias são outra coisa, são construções dos próprios movimentos que estiverem se mobilizando. Essas seriam atividades pensadas para que internacionalmente se pudesse convidar as pessoas a participar, convidar as pessoas a construir a partir de já, independentemente das assembleias, ou dentro delas, não sei, se na medida em que elas crescerem, mas que seja nossa responsabilidade fazer esse programa mínimo de 5 painéis temáticos ao final do horário no Nepal e que estaria no começo do dia para a América Latina. Obrigada.
Merci, Rita. Gracias, Rita. Pierre Georges. Et on finit avec Pierre Georges pour passer au prochain point en prenant une décision sur l'organisation. Sorry. We finish with Pierre with this point, and we decide when we can organize this international mobilization toward Nepal one day with 5 or 6 or 7 leaders that we can invite people to come to Nepal with what he said toward it's a contribution of movement, peace movement with climate, and try to do something like that to mobilize people to come. Pierre.
Yes, in a way, it's a complement.
Ton micro.
In a way, it's a complement to this, and also what Todd said about online participation. So I think if the purpose of this 18th meeting is invite to participate and only this, as Amuda has clarified. So thanks for the clarification. The other element is how to participate. Come and participate, how to participate, and there inviting movements to join the thematic spaces, etc., and build their articulations and assemblies. And so, for instance, what Rosie said, that SEAL was interested in this and that, and then also understand that someone will announce an assembly or a big activity, and we'll have to also announce co-organizers. So the website allows to see those co-organizers, and it's very important to have this plurality to show the strengths of the alliance that's building an assembly, for instance. So there is a little bit of how to explain what's proposed. Come, participate. You have big stakes. You are, as Todd said, you are willing to join forces, etc. This is how to do it. So that's be clear enough, and it's not just the global discourse, but just also giving an information on the how. And we have the experience of the panels of 2021. We have experience of assemblies also in 2021. So there is a basis on which to communicate. That's what I wanted to add, and I can give more information later on.
Thank you, Pierre. Thank you. Now I will let Patricia continuing on the future, because we discussed a little bit that there is a lot of things happen every forum on the future of the forum or WSF. And we want, because of a lack of people, the International Council, there is more and more people don't come, and how we can discuss this future of WSF, having time to discuss it. We discuss it in the Secretariat to propose to you to have like a five or six panels, discussion panels on thematics, and how maybe build these thematics, like Todd, where he spoke about combining peace and climate issues, or migration and work. I don't know. This is the discussion, how to have like 4 or 5 panel beginning every day, or in Nepal from the 15 to 19 or 15 to 18, to have those panels, discussion, debating, real political discussion, and how we can build the new WSF, and bring in more movement to the WSF and things like that. And I will let Patricia begin with this animation of this part.
Yes, we just have 10 minutes before, if we have to stop at 4. So I think you explained what we discussed in the Secretariat with this idea to have thematic convergences in order to discuss, yes, the future and the different steps of the Global Social Forum. But I see that Uda, who wanted to take the floor, wants to take the floor, and I think it will be good to listen to him first. And then the discussion is open to how can the International Council help the organizations to organize these specific panels. 6 maybe is a lot, huh? Maybe 3 panels will be more realistic, but well, we would like to have the position of the International Council. So Udab?
Open the mic.
Yes, I'm sorry, in between net was not working. That is how I couldn't listen, kind of allocation of time by Hamuda. But definitely I totally agree with the kind of proposition discussed in the previous theme, and whatever I was supposed to state could be covered by Mr. Todd. So only less things. I don't know how many themes we cover on the 18th. That is one part we'll have to discuss. Second part, I guess the last thing we are discussing could be future of the forum. Definitely, apart from other initiatives, including this Antonio initiated climate issue, Himalaya issue, and others, I being representing this NIGD also, I feel like this time we'll have to initiate this future of the social forum session, because traditionally it used to be organized by NIGD team. I don't know how many of our NIGD members will arrive in Nepal, but definitely we, Thomas, Vijay, and others try to understand this, organizing this. So voluntarily, I'll be volunteering to organize one, at least this event about future of social forum. It will be kind of plenary within that very forum. So this is my proposition for the time being. And again, one issue we have to state, I guess, to all of you, could be kind of cultural differences between Global North and Global South. And I guess everyone understood this well, because you have been to many Global South forums, because we are not very used to plan much before 3 months, 4 months before. So we are late planner, but well doer, I could say. That is why, for example, we are having this discussion largely might be from Saturday onwards, because a couple of us will be attending this Indian Social Forum as well in Patna. And I guess the momentum of registration of the event and other things will happen slowly while these dates are approaching. So yes, definitely, if you look from your culture, Western culture, you plan quite early. For example, 1 year before, 1.5 years before, sometimes 2 years before, to take part in the event, to register this. So Nepal, India, largely Global South will be having a bit different culture, and that has to be understood by my comrades in the North. So that is how you could see, you might see very less events registered, but by the time we are quite hopeful that we'll have many events registered and will mobilize in a well manner. And finally, yes, definitely, I agree with Todd. Yes, earlier we could count social movement participation whoever takes part physically. For example, Mumbai was the greatest with 125,000 people. Then we also counted other forums as we rate forums success and failure along with this number of participation. But today, thanks to COVID, now the modus operandi has changed, and we have to be active in virtual forums as well. And I guess that is what also could be counted now. So how to make it count would be kind of concern for this methodology group, I guess. So these are two concerns I want to put forward. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yes, I think that the methodology group should meet very, very soon, maybe. And I see, and then I give the floor to Rosie as well in the chat. Fabien proposed 4 types of panels. So if you can have a look, which are, well, quite transversal: peace in front of all the violences in the world, one on social justice, one on climatic change, and one of the growth of far rights and facing neoliberalism. Well, that can be 4 main ideas, but we had in the agenda the one of feminism as well. Well, so Rosie, maybe you want to add something on the thematic.
Patricia, could you please provide me 1 minute?
Yeah, sure, sure. Because
sí.
Thank you very much.
Gracias, Patricia. Voy a hablar en español para
regarding
que...
the future of social forum, can we senior leaders of the World Social Forum from all over the world, from IC, to review the World Social Forum from 2001 to now? I mean, in 2001, what were the major agenda of the World Social Forum? In the second part of the first decade, 7, 8, 9, 10, what were the major agenda in the second half of the first decade? And what were the agenda of the World Social Forum in second decade? And what are now in the third decade? I mean, the agenda, primary agenda of the World Social Forum 2001. Aren't we losing the primary agenda, neoliberalism, against neoliberalism, or against capitalism? Because we have many other agendas now in front. We are very much occupied with other agendas also. In that case, while being occupied in new agendas, aren't we losing the major agenda can we do review of the World Social Forum in the past 2 decades? And then we can think about the future of the World Social Forum in the coming decades. Thank you.
Gracias.
Yes,
Yeah.
thank you very much.
Okay.
That's what we have to do, yes. And Rosie, you can take the floor now.
Sí, no, bueno, me parece muy interesante lo que se está planteando de los temas, de acuerdo con Rita en que agrupemos, bueno, ya Thor por ahí está también planteando haciendo una propuesta. Yo estaba pensando en que pudiéramos incluir, porque veo que hay varios, son 13 ejes en Nepal, pero hay algunos que se parecen bastante, como hacer estos grandes diálogos, uno que tenga que ver con mujeres, feminismos, géneros, diversidad, o sea, como en ese gran bloque, pues una línea, un tema, otro que esté referido a los fascismos, el racismo, la segregación que están hablando también los compañeros, y ahí en ese marco de fascismo también hablar de democracia, paz, en fin, como toda esta parte, la apartheid que estamos viviendo, como este otro gran bloque. Uno más puede tener que ver con migración, trabajo, sindicalismo, economía, o sea, todo este mundo más como de lucha contra el capitalismo, creo que puede incluirse. Y bueno, y uno más, bueno, otro más que hable de cambio climático, agricultura, soberanía, salud, que por ahí lo plantea Thor. Y otro más que hable como de educación, comunicación, arte. O sea, como serían esos 5 bloques. En el de fascismo, racismo, creo que también dije paz, ¿no? Bueno, eso. Y creo que nos ayudaría como a conglomerar las fuerzas, porque tampoco tenemos muchos días.
No, no tenemos muchos días y todavía hay actividades y paneles en estos temas, así que no hay que repetir tampoco, ¿eh? Por eso necesitamos coordinación. Yes, I spoke Spanish. You said that we just have 3 to 4 minutes left. Yes, that's true. It's almost 4. So maybe a last word. Well, we have to decide, well, for the 18th of December, if we do this global meeting, well, maybe a specific commission.
Las compañeras que hacen de inglés a portugués, por favor.
And then
Adelante.
as well, the next meetings, and we would like to plan them, well, we should plan them until February. I think that would be very important to be sure of the dates because we had a confusion of last week and this week. So maybe Leo and Pierre, 2 small words, and then we have to take the decision and close.
Yes, I'm also after the decision, but also about the compromise, I would say the personal compromise to fill all that we have talked about. We are more or less agreed now. I am more inclined to the concept of Fabian, but if there is another gender and another communications, there's nothing to I think we can sort out that later, but what we should do now is everybody put in the chat for which of these axes he or she is going to work, and to work from now, which means already the invitation for the 18th to get in this specific realm, people coming to join us in this preparatory meeting. And from there on, together with those who want to join us, who are not in the World Social Forum, go and make one coherent concept on the basis of these 3 or 4 or 5 proposals, organizing the panel and inviting people and so on. But we need a personal engagement in this. I already put my name, Leo Gabriel for Peace and Migration, with my email address. And I would like that everybody puts down also his name. He's working for the 18th and further on for these sectors, because if we don't do that, everything rests in the air and we talk next time again at the same thing, like we already many times talked before.
Yes, thank you, Leo. As Rosie said in the chat, we have to close because the interpreters are leaving. So she proposes a commission to define these specific panels. We already have a methodology commission, so maybe we have to link both.
Maybe Patricia, we can give for 3 minutes to Yusuf Habash from Palestine. Just 3 minutes. We had a proposition also.
Sure. If we have the interpreters, good.
Yusuf.
Hello. Yes, Hamoud, thank you. Thank you very much. Actually, thank you for all the proposal you had, and especially the 5 topics that it's very important to concentrate on them, and how we want in Nepal really to go on and to try to build again what's been started from 20 years, and after Tunis, the discussion that's been discussed. But when we are talking about the situation now, really everybody know and see the Palestinian situation, the attack on Gaza, what's going on in the field. We are talking about numbers unbelievable. Maybe all of you could see the numbers. It's more than 15,000, but really we are talking about more, because there is a lot of people also under the buildings that been destroyed. That there is many things going on. If we are talking about the attack of journalists, if we are talking about the attack on the hospital, this is something I think even in the old wars, even the First War, and even the Second World War, it wasn't like this. Really, it wasn't like this. It wasn't that the hospital and the people working as doctors and the journalists, and it's something unbelievable what we are facing in Palestine. It's something that for us, it's a big change also in the relation on the Palestinian and the international level. Like before Gaza, it's not as after Gaza. And we would like to thank you all on the movement that you are doing, and you are trying really to help the Palestinian to raise their voice. And the first important thing was to cease fire now and really to stop the attack on Gaza, to stop the genocide on Gaza, on the Palestinian, also in West Bank, what's going on in Jenin, in Nablus, everywhere. I don't want to speak about all this because I think all of you know this clearly. What I would like to speak about, it's what we need in Nepal, what we as a Palestinian would wait to do in Nepal. So for that, those proposals that happen, it's very important. For us also, it's very important the idea to raise the Palestinian issue in a different way. I see Aziz, he proposed at the beginning something about one day of activities for Palestine. This could be discussed. I don't know how and where. For us, we discuss as Mashriq Maghreb Social Forum and the Palestinian Social Forum on how we could have really big activities for Palestine, and how we could have a big delegation, and in the same times how we could have speakers in the 5 topics that been raised with for the World Social Forum itself. So in general, part of what we are trying to discuss also with Hamoud, with Kamal, with our comrades in Tunis and with the region, that also how we could support a good delegation to be in Nepal. And we know the situation in Gaza, even as organization and movement and civil society, it's not as like Mexico or other time. So for us, really, we would like to discuss more on how we could have main activities. We, of course, some of the discussion also been like to have space for Palestine to be a focal point that we are moving all from it and to participate with the others. And really, we would like your support and your help to see where is topics and workshop and organizing activities that you feel also that Palestine has to be there. So this is part of also your ideas and your support, how we could do this. So if you have any suggestion also for us as the Palestinian Social Forum, it will be great to work it together. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Youssef. And this is something that we have to work. Thank you so much as well for these moving words. Amouda, I let you maybe the floor to finish. We decided that the next meeting will be December 7, if it is okay for everybody at the same time. And Amouda, I let you.
Yes, yeah, thank you, Patricia. Thank you, all of you, our friends from Nepal. And we will send a message to the IC with all the discussion today, with this proposal of the 18 and the other proposal of these debates. Maybe we'll continue discussing the debates that we will have in Nepal. Like for the future of the WSF, it will be great if we can have the discussion all around every day, having discussion. Maybe like Rita said, maybe in the afternoon, because of how do you call it, jet lag, the time before between the continent and everywhere. But we can work on that. And thank you to all of you. Next meeting, 7 December, same time. And this is it. And welcome Netra with us in the secretariat. We will have you fresh news and fresh updating for us to send it to the IC. Thank you to all of you.
Thank you, Amouda. Thank you, Amouda.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Interpreters again. Without you, we cannot do anything. Thanks a lot.
Thanks to the interpreters.
And Rosie she is the best.
Yes. Rosie, of course, she's the best.
Bye.
Rosie, just that Rosie told us that the 7 is the meeting of the Secretariat and the meeting of the IC will be the 14. That's what Rosie tells us.
Okay, the 14.
So 14 and the Secretariat 7. So next meeting of the IC 14 December.
Is it better? No, because
maybe it's better to do it before.
Before, if we organize the 18, we must meet before.
Rosie,
Before.
I agree. But Rosie, where is Rosie? Okay, okay, Rosie, can you check the meetings because you just sent a message?
We have constantly to do meeting now, guys.
A ver.
Unfortunately.
El 7, reunión de secretariado o antes, dicen, ¿verdad?
Sí, antes, mejor.
Antes, mejor antes, ok, perfecto.
Y... el 7 para el sí.
Perfecto, sí, lo hacemos antes. Y temprano. Yo voy a estar ahí, bueno, ahí nos organizamos. De acuerdo.
Pero ¿cuál es el próximo?
Uma informação, por favor. Todas as quartas-feiras, neste horário, nós temos as reuniões da comunicação, mas a comunicação não poderá ser feita sem a participação da mobilização. Então, a comissão está aberta para essas reuniões, onde estamos tentando definir como trabalhar com informações objetivas do Fórum do Nepal. E por isso estamos demandando que as informações mais precisas sobre o que o CI pretende internacionalmente com o Nepal, que a gente faça esse esforço de não ficar apenas no campo das ideias, mas indo além com algumas decisões. Isso o Nepal tem feito, o Conselho Internacional precisa fazer também.
Yes, the last thing. So I asked Netra if he can involve all the Nepali friends in the meeting of communication, because the last two meetings we were alone. So please ask to the people of communication to come in the chat, and we do the next meeting with some of you guys. If not, it's quite difficult. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you very much to all of you.
Thank you.
Muy bien.
Bye bye.
Muchas gracias.
Good night.
Gracias a las compañeras
Good
intérpretes.
night. Good day.
Chao,
Bye.
chao.
Good evening. Thank
Good
you.
evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you.